Welcome to the grand finale of the Alpari World Match Racing Tour, the Monsoon Cup held in Kuala Terengganu, Malaysia. This is the climactic sixth event of a World Series that's already seen competitors battling it out in Germany, Korea, Sweden, Chicago and Bermuda. This event is renowned for being the pinnacle of the tour with an impressive prize purse to match. The winners of the Monsoon Cup earn themselves a whopping $100,000, taken from a total of $475,000 in prize money. But that's not all. As the last event of the season, it's here in Malaysia that the Alpari World Match Racing Tour champion is crowned, with the winning team also taking home a haul of $100,000, not to mention earning some pretty impressive bragging rights.
Hansen has the right-hand side, Minoprio has the left. Minoprio at risk. Williams take the win here. Big contact.
It's not right there! Hey! Hey! We were crossing it!
There's contact. The boats come up to the finish. It is Mathieu Richard that holds on to the lead. Towards the finish, the crowd begin to erupt. There's Taylor Canfield that has come home. He is taking this for US1 sailing. A great start for the Italian. Are we looking at the performance of the champion? Francesco Bruni of Luna Rossa Challenge comes down and through the lines and he punches the air. He celebrates his victory.
It's an amazing achievement, yes!
First place at the Monsoon Cup earns the winners 38 points on the overall tour leaderboard. A second place secures 33 points and a third placing 28 points. So a podium finish in Malaysia can be a real game changer. Ahead of the event, there were 6 skippers, all in with a shot at bagging the title if they performed well. Among them was defending world champion Ian Williams, who had his eye on a record 5th title, something he may only have dreamt about before he pursued a career in sailing.
I started my professional career as a lawyer in the City of London. I was always a keen sailor in my early 20s, but at that time the opportunities for me were not in sailing, so I spent a few years as a lawyer at a firm called Ashurst. I'd always dreamed of being a professional sailor. All the time that I was training and practicing as a lawyer, it was in the back of my mind. To come on tour and do it justice and try and do well, I was going to have to do that full time. So I took a sabbatical from my job at Ashurst and came and did a few tour events, did okay, and after that decided to go on the tour full time. It's a dream to do any sport that you love doing, to do that for a living is a dream for a lot of people, and I consider myself very, very lucky to be able to do so. When I turned professional and became a professional sailor, really the match racing tour was where my focus was, and how I measured my performance and really whether I was going to continue as a professional sailor or go back to being a lawyer was really down to how I performed on the Alpari World Match Racing Tour. The tour is a lot closer this year. There are 5 teams with a really good shot at winning. Because of the lead that Taylor's got, he's the guy that's got the target on his back, but it hasn't been us that people have been gunning for. So obviously to win a 5th Match Racing World Championship would be incredible. At the present time we're level with the legendary Peter Gilmour on 4 wins and just ahead of a few other big names like Russell Coutts, Ed Baird and Chris Dixon. So to put our neck above everybody else and go to 5 would be absolutely fantastic. GAC Pindar has been the same for the last 3 years now. We have Matt Cassidy on the bow, Phil Hardesty on tactics and tailing, Mal Parker trimming, and Jerry Mitchell on the main.
We have to approach this event in the same way we approach any event. We can't be thinking about the end result, you just got to go out and take each race at a time.
10-point spread is a little more than we were hoping to have coming in here. We took some risk in Bermuda by choosing Taylor Canfield in that quarterfinal. So we're just going to have to really sail well here from the very beginning all the way through.
The teams we're racing against have got a lot better, so you know it's kind of up to us now to step it up and try and beat them, but the level's gone up.
Whoever wins the event is going to win the World Tour. We just got to put together a good regatta, you know, not really worry about who we're sailing, just win every race, and if we take care of our business, then things should fall into place.
We've got more experience than everybody else here. We've been here for a couple of days training and it's been pretty good, the team's coming together.
As a group, we've always stepped up to the plate when we've needed to and won the previous 2 World Championships, so hopefully we can do the same again and go 3 straight.
Williams has a formidable track record on the Alpari World Match Racing Tour, but he isn't untouchable. In match racing, you can't afford to be intimidated, and the remaining 5 skippers vying for the title knew that better than anyone. The teams threw themselves into every match during qualifying, and the nearer they got to the end, the higher the stakes were raised. With only 3 flights of qualifying left, this next match against Bjorn Hansen was a crucial one for Williams. He needed a win to top the qualifying leaderboard and have first pick of opponent for the knockout rounds. A chance to call out Canfield and prevent him from making the finals and potentially taking the world title. But could he handle the pressure? Simon Shaw and Alan Block have the action.
Ian Williams with the leeward position here going into the top mark. All he's got to do is stay ahead, but Bjorn Hansen's got a piece. He's got a piece. Ian's got to go head to win. The jib is down. Calling for the penalty is eWorks Sailing Team. I don't think they're going to get it, but Williams gets around cleanly. Now look at the down speed tack though. Now Williams had to do that. He had to go head to wind and luff because he couldn't get across. And now Ian Williams is down speed. He throws a jibe in. Let's see the jibe. Let's see the jibe. All right, he throws the jibe in. I don't know. Bjorn Hansen is coming on strong, and if he wins this match, Ian Williams will not lead going into the quarterfinals. He will not get the choice. What a huge move here. Can Hansen get over the top? This is great stuff, guys. Look at that, pumping the main. Here's a big luff from Williams. Is he going to get it? I don't know. I don't know. More calls for a penalty. I think Hansen's around, and Hansen's going to go around the bow of Ian Williams, rolling over the top. He's going to take that by, and look at the lead. It's only going to get worse from here for Ian Williams. What a great job from the eWorks Sailing Team.
Ian Williams does the hard work and closes that against Canfield, but it is Bjorn Hansen and the eWorks Sailing that come through, put a spanner in the Williams works.
By the end of the 3rd day, both Taylor Canfield and Ian Williams were safely through to the quarterfinals. But it was still all to play for during the last few matches, and there was some truly nail-biting racing going on. We join Matthew Richard and Keith Swinton as they go head-to-head.
2 minutes, a minute and a half to their start, Simon.
1 and up. Okay, best trim, guys, best trim.
So we do have Matthew Richard carrying a penalty for that that move where Swinton went across the stern and jibed into him.
He's rounding a little bit as well.
Mathieu Richard leading round the first top mark. Here we go, Mathieu Richard with the turn.
Good call, Simon.
And I tell you what, there's absolutely no doubt that he's going to cross Keith Swinton here.
No, what a good move.
Coming out hot, coming out hot.
Mathieu Richard caught on the back foot at the top, and again it's Swinton with the attack.
1 and up.
Pressing down.
Nice
this is
jibe.
to keep his Apari Match Racing Tour hopes alive. And I tell you what, he is faster than Mathieu Richard now.
Shade on, shade on, shade on.
The bow is coming up on board Mathieu Richard, and he's trying to defend. Ooh. Now this is key. Mathieu Richard trying to set the spinnaker as his air clears out behind. He needs to try and stop Swinton being able to jibe. He has to stay close enough. If Swinton is able to get enough distance to get that jibe in, and Mathieu Richard, I think, has really handed this to Swinton in these final few lengths.
Okay, let's jibe here. 2, 1, jibing, staying high out of this, high out of this. High out of this.
Happy to keep sending it this way and then to lead him right back to the finish. You can see trying to send back the dirt. Trying to send back the dirt.
They know this is it. They've got to somehow be able to roll across the front. They're putting the bow down. Mathieu Richard, is he going to get across the front?
Guys, oh, atrocious crew work. Come on, Ted, you can do better than that. 2, 1, and up. What's...
Ease it, Ricky, let it go.
It's not over yet because here comes Swinton and he's going to try and do the same thing. So this is, I mean, jibe for jibe, pass for pass, matching each other. Great action from our second match of this almost final flight.
And this is do or die. And we can see the finish line looming. Keith Swinton, look at that. His shoulders are falling.
What a turnaround. Looking so strong. And I think Richard, like you said, maybe a little too calm and smooth. He was smooth there.
They had that race. They mounted. I mean, that was some of the finest sailing in the top 2/3 of that run that I've seen from Keith Swinton all year.
So after an epic qualifying session, the scores looked like this. Taylor Canfield top qualifying, giving him the first choice of opponent. But who would he choose? Would he brave Ian Williams in an attempt to knock him out and secure his world title hopes early on? Or would he opt for a less threatening opponent? Also still in the running for the title was Bjorn Hansen and Adam Minoprio. But who would they face? Find out after the break.
It's volatile out there. Conditions can change in an instant. You've got to stay in control. Spot the opportunity. Then make your move. It's all about execution. Search Alpari Race and get on board. Alpari, your global Forex broker.
Forex is high risk and not suitable for all investors. Losses may exceed deposits.
Welcome back to the final event of the Alpari World Match Racing Tour, the Monsoon Cup, hosted at the Riyadh Heritage Marina Resort and Spa. It's time to jump straight back into the action as the quarter-finalists size each other up ahead of the opponent pick. First to choose was Taylor Canfield, and everyone waited with bated breath to see if he could call out his arch-rival, Ian Williams.
This year we're going to go for a little redemption against Keith Swinton. You know, he's the lowest guy out of the top 8 that made it in. He's won the least amount of races, and that's how we decided. We're feeling great, you know, just as good as the first race of the regatta. We're confident in our teamwork and our sailing ability out there right now, so we're just going to go out there and, again, one race at a time.
It was first blood to Canfield in this first to 2 points quarter-final, meaning he was on match point coming into this second race, where we join Alan Block and Simon Shaw for the pre-start.
Now, I don't think Swinton can get across, so Canfield forcing him to jibe, and a Y flag now. And there's the flag confirming it. That's a boy. I felt like Swinton was in danger there, but I didn't feel like, I thought it was like he was enough safe, you know. It was actually quite fine.
You know, I think Taylor just took a really nice positioning step there. He put himself in a great spot that Swinton really had no way out. Even though he was trying to avoid, he just had no way to really avoid. And once again, Canfield going up a penalty early.
Now that is bad news for Swinton. When you're 1-0 down, that is not what you want. 1 minute 30 to go, and again, Swinton's on port and Canfield's on starboard. Dear, Swinton is imploding here. Canfield, I think, getting a small piece. That's a green flag, I think.
That was close.
No,
oh,
hang on, we've got another yellow. So we have a second penalty for Swinton. Bad times. Now, can Canfield make it 3? Swinton circling across the front. This time at least jibing onto starboard.
Just major mental errors from the Black Swan team there.
And I was calling Swinton a bouncing ball on the bounce back, but it seems he's hit the ceiling and he's flying back down towards the floor. That is not the start he was looking for.
The penalties were Swinton's undoing, and Canfield sailed into the semi-finals, keeping his world title hopes alive. But would Ian Williams be joining him? He chose to face Francesco Bruni for his quarter-final.
There really is no easy picks out there, and we ended up with Francesco. I think it'll be a good quarter-final. We sailed him in the quarter-finals here 2 years ago, and we were lucky enough to win that one. But I think it'll be, you know, a really tough match.
The pair were level on 1 apiece going into a third decisive match after the competition format was reduced to first to 2 points from first to 3. A tense pre-start ensued as Williams fought to stay in the hunt for his 5th World Championship title.
They're on the edge of the exclusion zone down there, so Williams is trying to use the boys along the bottom of the starting box there to prevent Bruni being able to come in for a hook. So Williams slowly tracking along. You see him turn down now, try and get right on the edge of the exclusion. And Francesco Bruni not able to really get his bow in to drive Williams back away, who continues to S along the front, trying to waste as much time as possible. 1:05 just coming up on the starting watch.
And you can see how much more control these guys have with this additional 3 knots or 4 knots of breeze that we've got on the course now. Really nice stuff here with the boats having some power, the ability to put the boat where they want it and get to the line quickly rather than drifting across the line as we've seen a lot of the day today.
Now I'm quite surprised with Williams here. He's led back quite early. Now for me, I would have expected them to be looking to try and go to the right-hand side. And it looks to me like Williams is on time for the pin. So either as a small mistake in timing from Williams there, who I think is looking to try and turn this into a tack start. You see him almost let Francesco Bruni hook as he tacks round and through, and I wonder if we're going to see almost a jive from Williams here. Is he going to be able to get this in? He looks starting to be under a bit of pressure, Williams here. Can he get this jive in? This is going to be key. We see the main coming across from Jerry Mitchell. Now, I'm not sure he's got that in the main set, and Francesco Bruni having to alter. I'm sure we're going to see flags here as both boats turn up onto the breeze. Williams now with a massive luff, I'm sure. There's the Y flag from Bruni. Was it early enough? He was quite late with the flag as Williams comes up for a massive luff. The start gun sounds, and Francesco Bruni now is Bruni keeping clear of Williams. There was a massive luff from Williams. I'm not sure Bruni did enough. The umpire's still struggling around.
Green flag.
Green flag for the first one, and then Francesco Bruni penalised. So Williams clear on the first incident, but then Francesco Bruni not doing enough.
And it may be because, and he's got a red flag, so he's got to do that turn immediately. So I think that Bruni got a little bit, distracted there,
Bruni thought that he was being fouled, and so he was busy focusing on that first incident, petitioning the umpires, and Williams, the hunter, straight in underneath him, looking for that massive luff, and he has now turned this around. So it is Williams now coming back across to cross Francesco Bruni from the right.
Yeah. So you can see it's a long lead already. It's a big lead. It's probably a 5 or 6 boat length lead already for Ian Williams and the GAC Pindar team.
And that is a GAC Pindar, the team from Great Britain, skippered by Ian Williams.
Ian Williams took the win, advancing through into the semi-finals and continuing the chase for the Monsoon Cup and with it, the world title. Next up, Bjorn Hansen and his E-Works sailing team faced Matthew Richard and Gefco match racing team. Like the pair before them, they secured a win each, taking it to a decider. Could Hansen follow Williams and keep his championship hopes alive? We joined them on the last downwind. Hansen ahead, but a penalty down.
Barely 80 meters left here before the finish. Not a lot of time left for whatever Hansen's going to pull.
This is it. This is the 2013 sailing careers of 10 guys coming into these final moments of this match. Bjorn Hansen against Mathieu Richard. Still the light flashes. Still Bjorn Hansen has it all to do as the pair slowly progress inch by inch down towards the bottom of the racecourse. Mathieu Richard, small set of the spinnaker there, just repositions himself a little to the left. Bjorn Hansen counters. Small set, jibs coming up. I expect we'll see Mathieu Richard counter as he now goes for the roll. Mathieu Richard sheeting on the main. He's going for the roll. Bjorn Hansen sheets on. He responds. Small flap, but I think Mathieu Richard is now committed. We're going to see Bjorn Hansen go for a big luff now. The big hikes. Now, have they got their vangs off? Have they got their tweakers off? Are they set up for this? Mathieu Richard marching forward. Can he get to 2 lengths of the pin? That is the question. We can see
20 meters to go.
We can see the big love from Bjorn Hansen. He's going to try and sell the penalty. Can he get to the line of Mathieu Richard? There, Bjorn Hansen down. We can see, I'm sure, flags ablaze. There's the flag. What will the umpires decide? Mathieu Richard, bow, piling down towards the finish line, and it's a green flag.
Wow.
And Mathieu Richard from France and the GEFCO match racing team has overtaken Bjorn Hansen.
The final pairing saw Phil Robertson of Walker Racing pitted against fellow Kiwi Adam Minoprio of Team Alpari FX.
Adam's a good competitor. He gets very aggressive and competitive when it counts and struggles in the early rounds, but when it counts, he steps his game up. So, you know, we're going to have to take a big step as well and make sure we're on our game.
The lower down the guy is on points, generally the more battle hardened they are. So it's always tough. You've got to weigh it up of how your style of match racing goes against their style of match racing. And I don't think people like to race my style. We're just going to watch the replay of the Korea Match Cup quarter-final and see what we did there and just copy it.
Everyone's got strongmen on board, that's for sure.
There'll be nothing held back out on the water.
I back our crew work 100%, so we'll just see how we go.
May the best man win.
The conditions were tough for the pair as they battled it out in their first race.
While these boats beat down, the wind shifts 50 degrees and the storm rolls in.
Robertson went on to secure a win, taking Minoprio out of the competition and dashing the team's hopes of a world title.
Yeah, it is pretty frustrating. Phil won the first 2, so they deserve to go through the semi-finals. On a whole, I'm pretty happy with the season. We had a few issues, and if we can sort them out, we'll be back stronger.
So with the quarterfinals over, the semi-finalists were decided. The semi-finals took place on the same day as the finals, so it was an action-packed last day of the regatta, and the conditions made for some high-octane match racing. Catch it all after the break.
It's volatile out there. Conditions can change in an instant. You've got to stay in control, spot the opportunity, then make your move. It's all about execution. Search Alpari Race and get on board. Alpari, your global Forex broker.
Forex is high risk and not suitable for all investors. Losses may exceed deposits.
Welcome back to the stormy finale of the Alpari World Match Racing Tour, the Monsoon Cup. The conditions for the final day of racing were a real treat for competitors and spectators alike, with the northeast monsoon winds finally arriving. The semi-finals had yet to be sailed, and with first choice of opponent it was Taylor Canfield, who elected to race Phil Robertson, once again avoiding a clash with Ian Williams. This time, all Canfield had to do was make the finals to win the World Championship title. If not, Williams could still make it if he advanced through and won the event. The pressure was clear to see as the first pre-start got underway between Williams and his team GAC Pindar and GEFCO Match Racing team.
Williams now circles down towards the dock. Williams across onto port, looking to Richard's on starboard, bringing his bow down. Can he get to him? No, Williams just escaping, and I tell you what, this is a real battle. Williams needs to try and get this jibe in. Can he do it? I don't think he can. I think he missed his window there, and now Mathieu Richard has, whoa, Williams on the ropes. This is going to be a coming together. Williams on starboard. Williams has missed time, this Mathieu Richard. Right in, look at this, the bow crunching into the back, first impact, and the dock is coming into play.
The dock is coming into pieces. That was a hard hit there.
Now Mathieu Richard trying to turn away, but I'm not sure he can. The boat crashes in the side of the dock. The Frenchman is impaled on the side of the marina.
And Mathieu Richard picks up a penalty in that exchange. The blue flag is up, and Ian Williams looking very strong. What an incredible move there, sending Mathieu Richard into the bricks and clipping the dock on the way out, and now they'll have to see if there's any damage.
Ian Williams has just made another small mistake, getting a little slow, and now Mathieu Richard has a small hook, and Williams fighting hard to try and get down across the top of Mathieu Richard now. 39 seconds. This is not the approach to the line Williams was hoping for. He's now getting his bow down across, and he can try and start to slow Mathieu Richard, but he's now much closer to the line, much closer than he would like to be. 25 seconds on the clock, probably 10 seconds from the line.
Forcing Ian Williams into the tack with just 20 seconds left to go.
Now Williams has to get the timing right here. He gets the tack. Mathieu Richard will tack underneath, most likely. There's the tack complete. Richard will get the start to the right-hand side. Final few seconds. Mathieu Richard not able to start on port, and so I think the slight better of the start's going to Ian Williams.
Thanks to such an eventful pre-start, Richard couldn't recover and Williams took the win. By the third match, it was 2-0 to Williams. Richard needed a win here, but had he learned from his previous mistakes in the pre-start?
Here comes the circling, using that little buoy as a bit of a pick there. Now they can go outside that. I thought that was an exclusion mark.
No, so the yellow are just the mooring buoys for. They actually call this the super yacht dock along the edge here of the exclusion zone. And in the first couple of years of the Monsoon Cup, there were a couple of big yachts anchored here.
Big turn inside this yellow. Let's have it.
Well, we can see that this corner here of the box is where it all happens. You've got so much obstacles that it's really a nice spot to rub people off and get advantage if you can use it well.
And it's like the death zone. The way you turn into that starting box, you just need to turn out when you need to turn out. And if you've got another boat involved, sometimes you can't make the move when you kind of need to. And that's why we see it coming good. Now Mathieu Richard with a hard turn down. Now we see again this dock, and both of these pairs have used this dock very effectively. You see how quickly Mathieu Richard is slowing down there as he turns up. He's now hardly moving. Greg on the main sheet doing a real masterful job of sucking Williams in, who really is forced to take that windward position. And Mathieu Richard, I think, is Mathieu Richard stuck on the dock? I think he's struggling to turn away here. You can see the back corner of his boat is bumping along the rubber seal, and he's trying to turn away, but as he tries to turn away, his stern digs in even more, and Williams, I think, just tacking away, going, what's going on here? Now Williams looking for a big down, he's trying to get the duck, but it's not on, and Richard tacks underneath. Now, can Mathieu Richard get the luff in? I think he can. We're going to see Williams circling round. Only 25 seconds, and Richard really on the front foot. Williams nowhere to go. He's going to try and duck this time. Now, he's got to dump that main sheet. Down comes Williams' bow. Mathieu Richard responds as the boats pile back to the starting line. 10 seconds on the clock. Can Williams get a hook? His bow is in, is tight. He is pushing up. Richard up onto the wind. The big luff from Williams. And Richard just staying behind the line.
Tacking now, tacking now.
And here comes Mathieu Richard with a lead around the mark, doing what he's got to do to stay alive for the Monsoon Cup. So Richard looking to stave off elimination for another match. He looks like he might be able to do it. Williams trying to get over to the other side and hope that there is some sort of bias at the pin. It's not going to happen. Simon?
Are you not entertained? I mean, this finals day at the Monsoon Cup is bringing all the action.
I'll tell you, I don't think I've ever seen that move before. You used the dock as a handbrake, and you used it to put yourself in a spectacular position for the start. I'm assuming that was not planned?
Honestly, it was not really planned, but it worked well, so we tried to do it again. But no, we were not in such a good position when we were completely stopped with the dock, but yeah, at the end, it was not bad at all, and yeah, I'm very happy with the way the start finished, and well, we have to do another good start for the next race.
Despite a great comeback, Richard was unable to get another win on the board, and Williams stormed into the finals 3-1. However, if Canfield won his semi-final, he would be crowned the Alpari World Match Racing Tour champion, whether he won the Monsoon Cup or not. It was 1-1 against Phil Robertson as they entered their third match on this first to 3-point showdown.
Taylor Canfield not getting as close to the dock as Matthew Richard did, that's for sure.
Now Canfield is in good shape here. Only 35 seconds to go, and they're probably 20 seconds from the line. A small amount of time to waste. I think Robertson will get a start, but you know, last time Robertson went here, there was maybe 50 seconds to go. And, you know, Taylor Canfield leading back at far more preferential timings.
Taylor without no overlap there, so Taylor
now,
able to
Robertson
do what he
with the tack underneath Canfield. I think Canfield a little slow into that. 7 seconds. Canfield needs to stay behind the line. There's a big luff from Robertson. A big luff, and I think his bow is in the side of him. And Taylor Canfield bumping across the top of the committee bow. I don't know if he's touched.
Did they do enough to avoid, or?
Now we're going to see some umpire calls. We're going to try and keep that live at 5 from you as the umpires come over the radio. I still haven't seen any flags.
But definitely contact there. Robertson had his bow.
Oh, yellow flag.
And a red.
So that is an instantaneous penalty for Canfield. And I'm not surprised by that. For me, Canfield clearly infringing. Robertson onto the attack. Canfield a little too casual with that attack onto port. He was in good time, and I think he was feeling like he had the start under control. And Robertson just snuck one in. And the next thing you know, it's Canfield on the ropes.
Canfield sure does like to keep it dramatic, and he did it in Chicago before winning that one, and here he's looking like he's in deep trouble if he wants to maintain a lead here in the quarterfinals.
Oh, and look at that. The guy of the spinnaker is just, the sheet of the spinnaker just dropping over the bows, so they've now got that underneath the hull. So not quite such a good on the drop. You can see them there wrestling the bowman on the bow, trying to wrestle the sheet back over. He sorted that out, but...
And all that time he's not hiking, all that time the boat's going slower than Robertson, all that time he's giving time away.
Robertson coming through the finish line to claim that third race.
Robertson's win took him to match point going into their fourth. We join them in the pre-start.
Canfield not able to get inside as he turns down onto the dock. Now Robertson doing a good job. This is how to use the dock. I think perhaps learning from those previous matches, nice and slow, nice and tight. And as the 1 minute gun sounds, doing a nice job of... Now this is where he needs to ease the main. Come on, Robertson. Slow that boat down. Taylor Canfield just across his stern. I think Canfield's hooked now, and Robertson doing a nice job of his acceleration. We're going to see a big luff, I'm sure, from Robertson in a second to try and slow down Canfield as they track back towards the line. Up he goes, and Canfield in real trouble here, 35 seconds. If you're watching in the US, now's the time to cheer for your champion because he is on the ropes here. Robertson with attack. I think we'll see him tack back. Canfield's going to have to jibe all the way round.
Very late. You know, he had a chance there to jibe a lot quicker. He tacked. That cost a ton of time, and I don't think Taylor's going to be happy with that move right there, Simon.
There is quite a lot of breeze. I think Canfield won't be as late as perhaps Robertson would like. Robertson trimming up onto the breeze, and Canfield, his heart is rising in his mouth. He can see the gun. He can see Robertson tacking at the boat, sailing off in the lead.
What a horrible situation for US1 team. This was a spectacular, perfect timeout distance for Phil Robertson, luffing Taylor Canfield and sending him away, and Canfield making a crucial decision to tack instead of jibing, giving away another 10 seconds. And this may be the end of his World Match Racing Tour hopes for 2013. These guys are 12 feet away from each other, staring at each other. They could have a conversation if they wanted to.
We've got two gunslingers down either end of the Wild West right now, eyes glued to the trigger figures of the other helmsman. Taylor Canfield can feel it coming. Now it's showtime. Taylor Canfield goes for the jibe. Now he's going to roll. I think he's got great position. Now will Phil Robertson be able to get air clear behind and carry him past the finish line? This is going to come down to the absolute wire. Taylor Canfield, great position. Rod Dawson just trying to get the main 1-to-1. He knows that he wants control of when the boat has the power, when he doesn't.
Taylor's moving forward very slightly.
Robertson looking to try and work down onto the breeze of Robertson. He knows that Robertson is going to luff. That's what he's talking about. Be ready for the turn up. Phil Robertson at some stage will turn up and try and carry Taylor Canfield past the line, but they're currently pointing below the line. Here comes Robertson, bows to the headstay. This will affect the World Championships. If Phil Robertson can beat Taylor Canfield here, it hands the initiative back to Williams.
Taylor making gains. Here comes the luff.
Another little luff. Now, no power in Robertson's spinnaker. He's in bad shape here. Taylor Canfield, a masterful job of this. He is building his speed. Robertson needs to get faster.
There goes
he
the
needs
kite.
to get some air in that spinnaker as both boats charge down now. I'm not sure Robertson's going to be able to hold Canfield away from the line here. He needs to try and find something. He needs to get his boat moving faster. All the time, it is Taylor Canfield dialing down towards the finish. US 1 fighting to stay inside this championship. The bows go down. It's a neck-and-neck run. We're looking across. And it is Phil Robertson that is punching the air. It is Robertson that has dispatched Taylor Canfield. This is a disaster for a US team, but a day where Phil Robertson has come and he has been counted and he is victorious. It is he that is in the final of the Monsoon Cup.
We talked the whole way downwind and even upwind we said, look, there's a boat favour, so we've just got to protect that inside. And it was so touch and go right at the end. We got, I think we did a really good job to clear up behind at the right time and just get forward enough just to, I guess, steal it by inches. So massive effort from the team, and that's the one we wanted the most, was that victory there.
It looked like we were almost tied going across the line, you know, but power to Phil and the boys and Walker Racing. They sailed a great race and, you know, shut us out in the pre-start, and that's what it came down to, you know. We've left it in Phil's hands now to clinch the world title.
So it was up to Robertson to win the Monsoon Cup for Taylor to become the Tour champion. If Williams won, then he took the crown for a record 5th year. It's all eyes on the final showdown after the break.
It's volatile out there. Conditions can change in an instant. You've got to stay in control. Spot the opportunity, then make your move. It's all about execution. Search Alpari Race and get on board. Alpari, your global Forex broker.
Forex is high risk and not suitable for all investors. Losses may exceed deposits.
Welcome to the final of the Monsoon Cup and the moment where the Alpari World Match Racing Tour champion would also be decided. If Williams won the Monsoon Cup, he would also scoop the championship title. If Robertson won, then he'd get his hands on the Monsoon Cup and Canfield would secure the championship crown. Everyone was on the edge of their seats and Taylor Canfield's team US 1 were watching from the balcony. Let's see how it played out.
Matt Cassidy, bowman for GAC Pindar, up onto the bow, calling that overlap as Williams sweeps out across the stern of Robertson, inches separating the boat. Robertson actually has a big block on Williams here. I think he's going to be able to prevent him starting. Williams with the big turn, he's going to have to try and start right in on the boat, and the boat's moving as well, which is affecting Williams as the final seconds tick down. And the gun sounds. It is Phil Robertson, I think, getting the better of the two starts off to that left-hand side. You can see that trim on the main, making it hard for Robertson to set the spinnaker. He's coming for a luff now. Bow is coming up. Here comes Phil Robertson, a massive attack, and it looks like he's broaching. Phil Robertson over-trimming his spinnaker. Now can Williams get across the front of him? The bow is just beginning to slide behind Williams' stern. Can he get down? Can he get to 2 lengths? This may define the race. We've got a small bit of separation. Williams bringing the bow down. Can he get to 2? Can he get down inside? Williams inside at the mark. There's the jibe from Robertson. Williams with a massive luff. I think Phil Robertson thought that he was going to go for the other mark, and Williams catches the Kiwi unawares, straight in with a sucker punch with his bow into the side of Robertson. What will the umpires make of it?
Who will get the penalty?
It's a yellow flag, so that is penalty Williams. Phil Robertson has quite a big twist in his spinnaker. Big rip in Williams' spinnaker.
There's 10 feet left here for Ian Williams to get a penalty.
This is the move. Puts the bow up head to wind. He's just got to do attack. Now, can Williams complete his turn down? Can he shut the door on Phil Robertson? I don't think it's going to happen. Phil Robertson sneaks through the gap, guiding his fighter plane through the gap between Ian Williams and the front of the committee boat. It is Phil Robertson that takes first blood in the final here of the Monsoon Cup. Well, these boats are still pretty much neck and neck, and a great decision from Robertson to bang that left. Here comes Williams, down to 90 degrees. As Williams now goes for the tack, Phil Robertson's going to go for a massive luff, I think. There we go, there's the luff and the jib down. Williams needs to come up to respond, but this is do or die. Yeah, the luff from Robertson, and the boats are coming together. Phil Robertson has gone for a big luff. Now, the question the umpires have to ask is he through head to wind? Now the spinnaker is out on board. The jib is down. It's disaster on board Williams' boat from a boat handling perspective.
This is spectacular sailing from Phil Robertson, the Kiwi coming on strong, sending it out to the left side to the shore of Terengganu and finding something special over there that no one's found today.
Now it's a blue flag, and that is on Williams. So not only has Robertson managed to take the lead, but he's also inflicted a penalty on Williams, and that is a disaster.
Simon, the spinnaker is twisted. Team is exploding.
And there's nothing he can do. Williams forced just to sail back towards the line. He has to complete a full penalty turn. And so as they come up to the finish, it is Phil Robertson and his Wacker Racing team that have closed out the second match of this final here in the Monsoon Cup. Robertson up head to wind. Both boats quite close, and I think we'll see Williams pull away at some point as he also becomes attacking boat. I think Williams attacking boat. Now Robertson has to be careful here. He's falling down onto port. That makes him a keep clear boat. Williams is back onto starboard. Williams is on starboard. Robertson is on port, and I think the boats are going to come together. Massive contact. Now, I think Phil Robertson is at risk here. He was on port, Williams was on starboard.
Williams!
The yellow flag, and it is Williams.
Oh my Lord, Simon.
He may be a penalty down, but as the start gun ticks down, it is Ian Williams, which is a clear 3 lengths ahead of Phil Robertson, Wacker Racing. We still have a final here, folks. This is far from over. Williams leading the third match. I'm sure Williams breathes a small sigh of relief. At least he got round in front this time without an incident. It's a fantastic hoist from GAC Pindar. Yeah. Far better than that on board Wacker Racing.
Let's see if these young Kiwis have another great hoist. A little bit slow there. Instead, taking the conservative option, dropping the kite, and now we're under jib, and now we're going to see it happen, boys.
Now Williams is going to try and do a mark trap between the committee vessel and the finish line. He has to try and catch out Phil Robertson. Is he going to have enough? Does Williams and GAC Pindar have what it takes? Everyone ashore waits with bated breath. Taylor Canfield, his heart in his mouth. It will all come down to this move. Williams looking to try and set the mark trap. Now here comes Phil Robertson. He's inside. Now does Robertson have room? Ian Williams alters down, turns his bow down. There is a massive impact. Now did Phil Robertson have room? And there it is. It is a second penalty to GAC Pindar. Phil Robertson and Wacker Racing have won the Monsoon Cup.
Oh my God, what a finale to this Monsoon Cup, Simon Shaw. Listen to that, and look
now
at
there
Taylor
is the man of the
Canfield.
moment. Taylor Canfield on the balcony of the Monsoon Lounge here in Malaysia punches the air. He knows what that means. He is the Alpari World Match Racing Tour champion. Waka Racing and Phil Robertson, they have their names etched onto the Monsoon Cup, and Ian Williams with nothing.
Yeah, obviously it's tough not to get the win. You know, it was ours to lose, and we did. You know, just the penalties killed us really.
You are the Monsoon Cup champion. How does it feel? What a fantastic performance.
Yeah, we're stoked. It's been a real long time coming, and the boys put in a massive effort for this one, and yeah, everything fell our way today, which is what you need to happen in finals when the pressure's on.
Taylor, world champion, how does that sound?
Oh, it's unbelievable. It's so unreal right now, you know. It's unfortunate that we had to rely on Phil to clinch the title for us, but you know, we're happy now, and Phil sailed an unbelievable event, so power to him for beating us in the semis, and Williams 3-0 in the finals is impressive.
In first place, the champion, receiving a check for 310,000 ringgit from the Minister of Youth and Sports Malaysia, Yang Berhormat Encik Khairi Jamaluddin, is Phil Robertson from Waka Racing.
The Monsoon Cup has its winning team, and what worthy winners Waka Racing were, having taken down the newly crowned Tour champion in the semi-finals and the defending champion in the finals. A nail-biter to the finish. And of course, the Alpari World Match Racing Tour has a brand new champion in the form of Taylor Canfield and his US1 team. They were a dominant presence on the Alpari Tour from start to finish, and will no doubt be back to defend their title next year.
Ladies and gentlemen, your 2013 Alpari World Match Racing Tour champion, Taylor Canfield and Team US1.
Make sure you join us in 2014 for another year of fierce match racing action as the Alpari World Match Racing Tour takes you across the globe with the world's best match racers at the helm. Don't miss it.